We got some big injury news for your Washington Commanders on today's show featuring Chase Young, so you're going to want to stick around here. And then also, the Commanders practice squad is now completely full. Going to be naming all 16 members of the Commanders practice squad to start the 2023 season here in just a sec. But before we get into all the great stuff today, all the great content, help us win the month of August here with this NFC East sub-battle that we've been doing here at Chat Sports. Our other channels here in the NFC East here at Chat Sports, the Cowboys Report, Giants Now, and Eagles Now are all vying for that number one spot. And right now, we are just 8 subscribers off of the Eagles Now team and just 2 subscribers away from the Cowboys Report. So if you want the Commanders Report to get the most subs and help us win the month of August, do me a favor and click that subscribe button right now. Now, we do have some roster news for your Washington Commanders to kick you guys off here today, which is that 2 players are now out for the season. Defensive tackle Phidarian Mathis and then edge rusher Efe Obada. Both of those guys will be out for the entirety of the 2023 season as they were sent to the injured/reserve list today. And then also added to the 53 because you got to replace them on the roster. They bring back Tyler Larsen, the interior offensive lineman, and then also Abdullah Anderson, who both of these guys were cut by the Commanders in the initial 53-man roster, but Abdullah Anderson and Tyler Larsen are back on the roster now. And now let's move over to some injury news here, starting with the big news story of the day for the Washington Commanders, which is that Chase Young is still not cleared for contact here, and as we get closer and closer to that Week 1 matchup versus the Arizona Cardinals in Week 1 of the 2023 NFL season. And listen, Chase Young's been dealing with this stinger ever since that first preseason game against the Cleveland Browns. Hasn't hit the field since. And right now, I'm not going to say I'm overly worried. Maybe I'm worried a little bit. You know, these stingers can be pretty serious sometimes. They can drag out from time to time. So I do think Chase, in the long run, is going to be okay. But in terms of injuries this season, This better be it. Young better stay healthy throughout the 2023 season because he's slated to be a free agent in 2024, and he needs to have a breakout season this year if he wants to get a long-term extension and stay in the nation's capital and be the number one edge rusher for the Commanders moving forward. You take a look at the depth chart right now. Both Montez Sweat and Chase Young are slated to be free agents. Many people think that you have to give one of them an extension, and then you got to let the other one walk in free agency. Right now, Chase Young has been dealing with that stinger, and he needs to get on the field, and he needs to show what he can do because he spent most of the last 2 seasons injured. He had the ACL tear, all these different things. It was a very long recovery, and now he needs to show that he is the guy on this defensive line this year if he wants to remain a Commander moving forward. So I think the stinger is going to be okay, but let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Will Chase Young play in Week 1 versus the Arizona Cardinals here in the season debut? Give me a yes or give me a no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by giving me a yes or by giving me a no down there in the comments section. Then some more injury updates here. Now to the starting tight end, Logan Thomas, who has been dealing with a hamstring issue all preseason. Still not cleared to play for Week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals. And, you know, my take on Thomas is that he is improving. He's been talking to the media. He says that he's starting to feel pretty darn good. And the Commanders are being very careful with Thomas because he's had injuries in the past, you know, all these different things. And, you know, I bet that he's going to be okay. He's still got quite a bit of time, about a week and a half before that first regular season matchup against the Cardinals at FedEx Field. And I think Logan Thomas should be the number 1 tight end on the Commanders depth chart for that game. Cole Turner, I think, will also get a little bit of time. He really showed out during training camp and in the preseason, which is something that you definitely want to see as a Washington Commanders fan. And then you also got John Bates and Curtis Hodges on there on the depth chart on the roster right now. But right now, Logan Thomas is definitely trying to assert himself as the number 1 tight end on this team. Only time will tell if he's going to be able to do that here over Cole Turner in 2023. Now, coming up on the Commanders Report, I got the full practice squad for your Washington Commanders here in 2023. But before I reveal that, check out our friends at Fanatics, where you can get this awesome Commanders t-shirt combo here. just in time for the start of the 2023 season. Go to chatsports.com/Commanders combo to get your hands on this awesome pair of t-shirts for game days this year. The energy around this franchise has never been higher. So if you want some Commanders gear here for game days, you want a couple of lucky shirts, what have you, you can go to chatsports.com/Commanders combo. That's our link. If you use that link, Fanatics will know that we sent you. Now let's go over the practice squad for the Commanders in 2023, starting with Alex Akingbolu, the offensive tackle, coming back. He was with the Commanders here during the preseason. Kazmeir Allen, the special teams guy. I did not play well in the preseason finale against the Cincinnati Bengals. He had a muff punt, multiple drop passes, but they do like the talent enough to bring him back to practice squad. Alex Arma, the versatile fullback, running back, tight end type of versatile chess piece, is coming back to practice squad. William Bradley King, the edge rusher, who had a really nice game against the Bengals in the third week of the preseason, he's back. Mason Brooks, an undrafted free agent that really impressed some people in training camp this year. Terrell Burgess, Tariq Castro-Fields, and Jake Fromm. He is back, baby. He is back on the practice squad. Did not make the 53-man roster as an emergency quarterback, but he definitely played well enough in the preseason for the Commanders to bring Jake Fromm back into the building. Then the other 8 here. Derek Gore, the running back, is back on the practice squad. Dejon Harris spent a lot of time on the practice squad last year. It looks like that's going to be the case again here in 2023. Jared Jones-Smith, another offensive tackle. Nolan Laufenberg, an interior offensive lineman. Benning Patoe, defensive tackle. Bryson Tremaine, who played pretty darn well in the preseason, if I do say so myself. He is back as well. And then Nick Whiteside, the second, and Jabril Cox, the inside linebacker formerly with the Cowboys, a really athletic guy, gets picked up here by the Washington Commanders practice squad. And listen, if Cody Barton or Jamin Davis or, in Khaleke Hudson, those guys don't work out, Jabril Cox is going to be somebody that's nice to have on the practice squad right now. All right, so I've got one more thing that I need to talk to you guys about. It's kind of funny. It's about the team name here and a potential name change. But before I do that, go ahead and like today's video. To help us out here at the Commanders Report, we try to give you guys the best dang Commanders coverage here on YouTube. So if you appreciate that effort, we'd really appreciate it if you click that thumbs up icon. Now, team president Jason Wright of the Commanders, he told the media this week that the team name is not going to go back to the Redskins. Now, Magic Johnson went on the Today Show and he said all options are on the table. So people took that to mean they're bringing back the Redskins. And Jason Wright is like, yeah, we're done. We're done with the Redskins. We're not bringing it back. And it's looking like it's probably not going to be Commanders. It definitely seems like Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, everybody at the top of the organization does want to change the team name because the fans really don't like the name Commanders. They like the name Red Hawks. Washington Warriors, I think, is another decent team name that they could go with, get a little bit of the alliteration there. I think that this is something that the Commanders are probably going to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do something similar to the old Redskins logo. They'll probably, if they do Red Hawks, maybe they'll replace the Indian character there with like an R. You can really keep the same logo, though. I really think that the possibilities are going to be interesting here for this team moving forward, but unfortunately, it will not be the Washington Redskins any longer. What should it be, though? Let me know down there in the comments section. What should the new team name be in the nation's capital? Give me your favorite name down there in the comments section. I can't wait to see some of the names that you're going to be putting down there. All right now, so if you want to see something cool, right now on our Raiders channel here at Chat Sports called the Raiders Report, our host is getting a Raiders tattoo put on his leg right now live on his channel. All right, so if you want to go check that out, you want to see this kind of circus act here where he's getting a full leg sleeve of a tattoo completely Raiders themed. You can go check that out right now. It's absolutely incredible. This is definitely must-see stuff on YouTube. All right, and that'll be it for today's show, guys. Really do appreciate all the support. Make sure you click subscribe here to join our family here at the Commanders Report. We're going to have a bunch of great stuff coming your way here moving forward. And, although it's probably not going to be the Commanders Report anymore, it's definitely not going to be Redskins today. So I guess we'll have to see where that goes, man. But make sure you click that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, hail to the Commanders.